Hey everyone, Roodle Doodles here, and welcome to my October plan with me. I cannot believe October is just around the corner. It feels like this year has both crawled and flown by. Don't forget, if you like the videos that I make, feel free to subscribe and share the channel with your friends. It would really help me out a lot, thank you. Alright, now it's time to start planning. So you feel free to just sit back, grab a cozy beverage and watch along, or follow along and come plan with me. Alright, so firstly, let's go through the different supplies I'm going to use for this month. Obviously, if you're following along, feel free to use whatever supplies and colors work best for you. This is just what I'm going to be using. In this video, I'm going to be using the 005 and 01 Sakura Micron Fineliners, the Hardtip Fudenosuke Calligraphy Pen, the white Uniball Signo Gel Pen, the Forest Green Staedtler Tri-Plus Fineliner, an assortment of Tombow Dual Brush Pens, a ruler, a pair of scissors, some cute seasonal stickers, some clips, this washi tape, and of course my red A5 Scribwell dotted grid journal. Oh, and I also use a stamp kit that I forgot to include in this spread. I've included links in the description of most of these items if you wanted to look into them for yourself for your own stationery collections. And as a side note on that, those links are affiliate links. All that means is if you click on those links and make a purchase, I may get a small commission on that purchase at no extra cost to you. So you get some fun new supplies, and in addition, you help support the growth of the channel. It's a win-win. As we begin setting up the cover for October, you may notice that I have more pencil outlines this week. That's just because this month's theme is a lot more artistic than I'm used to, so I did a little more prep work than I normally would. This month's theme is going to be some good old pumpkins for this spooky season of fall aesthetics and coziness. I personally have been really looking forward to the fall season. Fall's the best. The clothing, the weather, the colors, I love all of it. This theme you'll see some pumpkins throughout the pages, muted tones of colors, dried up grass, and of course, orange and black for the signature Halloween colors. After drawing the pumpkin and the dried grass, I got started on the tree for the cover page. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's hard to make a tree feel natural when drawing. Although a trick I learned is to keep your hand light and almost shaky as you go along the outline of the tree. This will give the impression of the rigidness of the bark on the tree. For the font this month, I went for something a little more fun. I used a mix of calligraphy, faux calligraphy, and a serif font. I also added fun dots to the ends of letters to give it a spooky vibe. I did something this month that I don't normally do. I included a quote page. When creating this quote page, I wanted to use a stamp kit for the word permanence. Instead of using a normal ink pad that is known to smudge in this journal, I used the Tombow Dual Brush Pen in the color I wanted and brushed it onto the stamp. A very simple, yet very useful trick that I've picked up over the years. It simply says, October is a symphony of permanence and change. Now more than ever, it is apparent that things are changing. However, it's also important to remember that some things will always be the same. Yes, the leaves will change color, shrivel up and fall, but underneath, a strong tree stands tall and doesn't waver. Now that we've finished the cover page and the quote page, time to move on to the monthly spread. This month I'm making a smaller monthly layout with room for notes beneath it. This is a relatively simple setup and allows you a lot of freedom in how you use it. You could save the top part for just birthdays or holidays and put other things in the bottom for more detailed events, or vice versa, or some other sort of way. And maybe this setup doesn't work for you, and that's fine. You can include whatever monthly setup you normally like. Or if you don't use a monthly setup, don't have to make one. It's what you need it to be. Now that we've finished the monthly setup, I'm going to draw in the dried grass and a pumpkin like I did on the cover. Next, we're going to be moving on to the brain dump. The brain dump is just a space for me to make miscellaneous notes or lists that I may need. Therefore, there isn't much format when you're including it in your journal. All you really need is to add the header. For this month's header, I've surrounded it with branches to give it that good fall vibe. I'm also going to throw in a few cute little pumpkin stickers scattered throughout the bottom of the page. Now it's time to move on to the next page. Before setting up a tracker, let's draw in the dried grass. Now let's start this page with the habit tracker. This month, I'm going to be using a vertical tracker to track 7 different habits. I'm going to track if I go to bed on time, if I drink water enough, if I get enough steps in, if I maintain my dental hygiene practices, if I read, if I don't spend any money, and if I consume less sweets. These are all repeats from my previous month's habits because these are all things I either want to improve on or I want to make sure I keep up with. And that's it for the habit tracker. Up next is the line a day spread. This is in exchange for the gratitude log I kept last month. While I love the gratitude log, I appreciate the more freedom I'll have with the line a day spread because it can be any sort of line. A short poem, something I'm grateful for, or just a one-line journal entry. It can be anything I need it to be for that day. Now we'll move on to the next page. Starting once again with the dried grass on the bottom of the page. It's time to make the weekly setups. For this month, I'm going to be using a rolling weekly layout again. This format works best for me because I don't have a rigid schedule most of the time. But as always, you can of course adapt these weekly spreads to whatever works best for you. The structure I use for my rolling weekly is having the days of the week on the left side of the page, and then having a running task list on the right side of the page. In the days of the week on the left side of the page, I will write in planned events or tasks when I know they are happening on specific days. I'll also include any notes that I have for that day. And in a running task list on the right side, I will write out a list of tasks that I know I need to complete by the end of the week, but I don't have a specific day that they need to be accomplished on. And as the week progresses and I complete tasks, I can cross them out. If you're interested in a deeper explanation of weekly spreads or the rolling weekly, be sure to let me know in the comments. I also repeat this setup for the second week in the exact same format. Oh, and I forgot to include the washi tape tab on the side of the cover page earlier, so I'll go ahead and do that now. And now it's time to do a flip through of the final setup. I truly loved making this monthly setup. It really encouraged me to reach outside of my comfort zone, and it was unlike anything I'd ever done in my bullet journal before, so I liked it for something different. Let me know in the comments what you're going to be doing for your October monthly setup. Thank you so much for watching my October plan with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I really had fun making this month's spreads. If you decide to recreate anything, I'd love to see it. You can tag me on Instagram, Twitter, or Pinterest. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and leave a comment telling me what your favorite thing about fall is. And be sure to subscribe for more content. Also, if you want to check out any of the supplies I use, they'll be listed in the description. Alright, that's it for this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Happy doodling!